Well, hello everybody, welcome. Ready? We are here at Vermilion Hill Farms in Longmont, Colorado to mark a major milestone for Colorado with a newer crop, industrial hemp, the approval of our plan. This is really an event that will forever alter the course of the hemp industry in our state, empowering farmers, producers with new opportunities, and consumers as well. This is an example of one of so many small family farms in our state. Vermilion Hills Farm is owned and operated by the Mitchell family. Began as a grass and hay farm just over 30 years ago. 4 years ago, they transitioned to growing USDA certified organic hemp, which is no easy feat for a newer crop and on the forefront of even developing organic crop before organic standards existed. They've gone to great lengths to ensure that the hemp they're growing is high quality. They're utilizing the latest technology in farming. But the Mitchell family, along with so many other small family farms across our state, have faced great challenges going into hemp farming. And as the hemp industry is growing, federal rules have simply failed to keep up with where Colorado's at, with where today's farmers are at. But today, I'm very proud to announce that after years of work, the United States Department of Agriculture has approved Colorado's visionary state hemp management plan, fueling an already dynamic industry in our state and serving as a model for the rest of the nation. I want to thank so many folks who helped us reach this point. We have our terrific Ag Commissioner, Kate Greenberg, who's with us for her leadership throughout this process. Ian Sieb is with us, my policy advisor on cannabis. Wanderab Gabru from the Plants Division over Department of Ag. Brian Coons, Hemp Program Manager. Anson Mitchell, our host for Vermilion Hill Farms. Our State Hemp Advisory Committee that did great work. Faculty at Colorado State University, the USDA, and many others who helped us reach this point where we are today. You know, this didn't happen overnight. For more than a decade, we've really been working hard to sow the seeds for Colorado to lead the way for the future of hemp. In 2013, when hemp was still deemed illegal by the federal government, I, as a member of Congress, raised an American flag made of hemp over the U.S. Capitol building to celebrate the birth of our nation. It wasn't just symbolic, it was really a sign that the tides were turning. Sometimes what's old is new. Some of the very first American flags that Betsy Ross and others sewed were actually made from hemp. In 2014, I was proud to introduce a bipartisan amendment to the Farm Bill, which laid the groundwork for farmers and producers to legally grow hemp for the first time since the 1950s through state pilot programs, including right here in Colorado. It was the first federal hemp legislation to be passed in more than 80 years. And we built on that momentum with the passage of the 2018 Farm Bill, which finally paved the way for federal government opening the door on commercial farming. That was really a critical piece, and it allowed for us to develop what was approved today, a new framework that meets the needs of Colorado farmers and producers, breaking down ridiculous barriers that got in the way and drove up the cost of hemp production. The Colorado Department of Ag partnered with state, local, tribal agencies, industry, experts to develop the Colorado Hemp Advancement and Management Plan Initiative, which we call the CHAMP Initiative because we like acronyms. The plan had 21 recommendations, and with that document as our guiding document, we created a blueprint for the future of the industry and the guiding principles for moving us forward. So it only makes sense that when the USDA initially didn't take our plan into consideration as they developed their framework, we leapt into action and we submitted comments to the interim final rules 2 different times. And I'm proud to say we were able to partner with the USDA across 2 different administrations to address our differences. And when the USDA published their final rule, they cited our comments from Colorado as the basis for permitting remediation for non-compliant plants, giving our farmers the flexibility they need to do what they love without taking huge hits to their bottom line or risks that make the whole business enterprise unfeasible. And with the final rule today, we immediately got working creating our state plan, which is what brings us here today. Colorado's Hemp Management Plan is providing certainty for the industry and sending the message that Colorado is good for ag and open for business. Just as our CHAMP initiative was groundbreaking, the state plan and its approval reimagined the future of hemp in Colorado. For the first time, hemp farmers are able to access the same benefits as all other crop farmers, including grants to help new small farms grow and crop insurance to protect farmers from hail and other events. We're expanding research and development. In fact, we're really a center of world-renowned research, so we can dig even deeper into making hemp work. You've all probably heard of Willie Nelson, international music legend, founder of Farm Aid, longtime hemp advocate. He, when I told him that the Colorado plan was approved, was kind enough to give us a quote. Go ahead, Ian. Willie Nelson said, "Colorado should be proud of leading the charge for the hemp industry. There are many ways that this crop could benefit both small family farms and Americans in their everyday lives. From textiles and feed to fuel and plastics, hemp is the answer." Speaking of fuel, today is also International Biodiesel Day. But I want to express my gratitude to Willie Nelson for being so supportive of the changes that have been made in hemp and joining with us to celebrate the approval of the Colorado plan. I'm proud to report that we're well on our way, Willie. Colorado's taken steps towards producing hemp for textiles and plastics and more, and we are able to utilize its properties for more sustainable fuel and feed options, and a lot of that research is being done right here in Colorado. The sky is the limit. We boast some of the highest numbers in production in the country regarding plant count, 26,250 acres, 13 million square feet of indoor plants. And that's just how far we've come without this plan in place. Now with this in place, this can remove some of the risk from farmers that grow hemp. And I am happy to turn it over to a champion of the hemp industry, someone who's fought long and hard to bring this plan to fruition, our terrific Agriculture Commissioner, Kate Greenberg.
Well, thank you so much, Governor, and it's great to be with you all today. Thank you so much for joining us and celebrating Colorado's commitment to the hemp industry. The USDA's approval of the Colorado State Plan is a huge step forward for reshaping the policies and programs at both state and federal level that will enable more family producers to make a living for themselves and their families in agriculture. With this new plan in place, we are creating a huge number of new opportunities to further hemp production and uses here in Colorado, from paper to plastic substitutes, fabric, hempcrete, detergents, soaps, insulation, biofuel, and so much more. This plan approval will pave the way for a greater and more diverse hemp industry here in Colorado, and it took us nearly a decade to get here. And this initial approval, this approval today started initially in 2012 with the work so many of you have done. Since that time, the state of Colorado, we've been a leader in hemp production and cultivation, as you know. In 2013, the legislature created our state's hemp plan, something that we have been managing ever since at the Department of Ag in partnership with all of you in the field and across the industry. Of course, in 2018, the passage of the Farm Bill that year opened up a whole new world for hemp production and industry here in Colorado, and we are very excited to be advancing and diversifying the opportunities for family farmers and for businesses here across the state. As the governor mentioned, our team at Department of Ag, many of whom are here today, worked very closely with the USDA, and we could not have done it without that partnership. We submitted comments, as the governor mentioned, that really helped shape the final rules and got us to the final plan we have today. And now, after that time, after the CHAMP initiative that we worked on for 2 years, we have before us just incredible opportunity for economic development, for ways at looking at keeping family farmers alive, thriving, driving Colorado's economy, and hemp is a tool and a very important tool to get us there. We're also very excited about less ambiguity for you all when it comes to regulation. That has been a goal of ours from day one, is to get certainty so you can do business, and that is what today is also celebrating. With that, I think we have a very bright future ahead. Lots of opportunity. As we've mentioned, we are looking at all kinds of opportunities for hemp farmers, for small scale family ag to be a leader in this industry, in this diversification, keeping family farming alive and thriving here in Colorado. So thank you so much to the Colorado Department of Ag team, all of our partners, USDA, and everyone who made this possible. I'm now going to turn it over to Hunter Buffington to give you all an update. Hunter is the Executive Director of the Hemp Feed Coalition and Policy Director for Santa Fe Farms. Hunter, welcome.
Thanks, Kate. Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Kate, for the introduction, and Governor Polis for being here. I think everyone who gets the chance to be here understands what it's really taken to be here to celebrate this. And I have been engaged with policy representing farmers because most farmers do not have time to read hundreds of pages of policy to understand what those implications are. I want to share with you that one of the biggest points of pride that I have in this process and working through this is that Colorado's not afraid to bring 173 stakeholders into a room. It's messy, it's time consuming, but out of that has come not only great work in this approval of the state plan, and as Governor Polis mentioned, we did influence the final rules with the feedback that we heard through that CHAMP initiative. So I'm very proud of that, and I think that's the future that Colorado brings to the hemp industry. My job today is to talk about what's next, and you can't ever talk about what's next without looking back to where we've come from. And there is a real disconnect between federal policy and oversight and what the states are trying to accomplish and what our farmers need in order to make these things come to fruition and for the hemp plant and the hemp industry to be what we envision it to be. And that vision includes traditional farmers. It includes all of the opportunities that we see in fuel, mentioning all of the biofuel opportunities, as well as animal feed, something that is, of course, near and dear to my heart. There is so much opportunity to utilize the entirety of this plant. We've only just begun, and I think that Colorado is in an incredible position to continue to be the leaders, not only with the Department of Agriculture and all of the professionals that we have here, but with the tremendous agriculture community that has come together to lead this charge and work with everyone that's here today and with the folks that are going to be watching this. The future is bright for hemp, and I want to challenge all of us to think about what we want out of this plant and how we can use this to have the future that we want for our children, for this planet, and for our economy. With that, I would love to turn it over to our actual farmer, Anson Mitchell. Would you like to share some words?
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming out today. It's a beautiful morning here in Colorado. I'm Anson Mitchell, and this is Vermilion Hill Farms. The Mitchell family are proud to host Governor Polis, Commissioner of the Department of Agriculture, Kate Greenberg, and as well as other members of the Department of Agriculture. I would like to also thank Darren Palobo, co-owner of Vermilion Hill Farms. He handles the day-to-day operations here and is truly a steward of the plant. We at VHF for the past 4 years have been growing hemp for high CBD flower. We're excited for the future of industrial hemp and its seemingly unlimited uses. We specifically plan to take advantage of the opportunity to do R&D on genetics so that we can eventually grow cannabinoid-rich hemp in the same fields and even rows as our fiber crops. I believe Colorado's new hemp plan is going to provide great opportunities and benefits to Colorado hemp farmers with things such as crop insurance, hemp remediation protocols, and government grants and assistance programs. With Colorado's continued leadership, ongoing efforts of the hemp community, we can build a stronger future for hemp farmers everywhere. Thank you, everyone.
Any questions? Well, I hope everybody has a hemp-tastic day. What a great day to celebrate here at Vermilion Hills. Thank you, Willie Nelson, for your kind words about Colorado's hemp plan. And congratulations to today's and tomorrow's hemp farmers and processors across our state. Congratulations. Congratulations.